My colleague has claimed that the side effects are not a big concern, but I beg to differ because I feel the side effects are definitely a very, very big concern. Yeah, so we all know that these molecules are very powerful. Definitely, they are game changer, they are revolutionary medications, but every revolution comes with a price, doesn't it? Because patient tolerability is a very, very big concern. Okay, and it impacts the patient in the daily living. So the patient can get the benefit of this molecule only if he is adherent to it. Only he can sustain the side effects and be on it. The adverse events drive the patient to discontinue the treatment and limit the long-term benefit this molecule can offer. However, the weight loss, which Dr. Malay showed that it is in some cases it's modest. Everyone will not have more than 15% of weight loss, and once these medications are discontinued, the patient can have a rebound weight gain. So we have the step 1 obesity trial data, which shows that the patients suffered from nausea and vomiting to the tune of 45 to 50%, which is a big number. 20 to 30% had loose motion, vomiting, and the last graph shows that these many 6 to 7 patients discontinued in the trial. But in the real world data, we know that more than 50% of our patients are hesitant to continue the medications once they experience that extreme nausea, vomiting, and their daily life becomes a challenge for them. Some of the very serious side effects which my colleague has missed out, apart from the gastrointestinal side effects, are the potential side effect of acute kidney injury can be secondary to the severe dehydration caused due to vomiting, nausea, diarrhea. Also, there are cases of pancreatitis and cholelithiasis coming up, though they are rare, but definitely they are clinically significant events. Nowadays, we are having reports which are showing paralysis, ileus also, and diabetic retinopathy cases are coming up. More and more patients are coming up with this side effect, and also we can see acute ischemic optic neuropathy, nerve damage, which causes the sudden vision loss in patients. So these side effects, you can say they are rare, but then in the patient which happens, okay, it is life changing for him, isn't it? So the long term safety is definitely unanswered. Okay. Despite the immediate benefits which my colleague has told, the long term safety profile of this GLP-1 RAs and dual peptides for chronic use still remains incompletely understood. These medications should be prescribed for years to get the benefit what my colleague has told, and right now there is absence of long term safety data for this molecule. So we definitely need more ongoing pharmacovigilance beyond just the trial periods. Cost benefit, if you go to see that the significant cost, they are quite costly, and right now people are paying it out of their pocket. So it's very difficult for them to sustain the cost as well. The significant cost of GLP-1 RAs and dual peptides warrants a careful evaluation and of their cost effectiveness, especially given the chronic nature of treatment and potential for the adverse effects. And in case a patient lands up with a side effect, the cost of treating that side effect is also adding on to the cost of treatment, right? If say a patient has been admitted in the ICU for pancreatitis, or the patient has to undergo cholecystectomy because of cholelithiasis, that's an additional cost as well. So definitely patient-centric care should be done. Individualizing the treatment is important. Recognizing the variability in patient response and tolerability, a patient-centric approach to prescribing these molecules is of paramount importance. This involves careful patient selection, education, and monitoring. Thorough patient counseling should be done. Your patient should be informed of each and every side effect. It's just not about a slight nausea or vomiting. If each and every of the high risk factors should be informed to the patient, and the shared decision making regarding this initiating this molecule should be done, and regular follow up is required to manage the adverse side effects effectively. So real world, again, as I said, the data is still emerging. We still don't know the molecule. It's very new right now. So once we come to know more and more, it might provide more side effects in the future. It will provide critical insights into the long-term safety and effectiveness of the GLP-1 RAs and dual peptides outside the controlled trial environments. Right? I think it's very important for us to balance innovation with caution. GLP-1 RAs and dual peptides, as I said, no doubt they are revolutionary in diabetes as well as weight management. However, the full potential can only be realized by thoroughly understanding and mitigating their adverse event profile. I would advocate for ongoing research into long-term safety and optimal use of these molecules. Thank you.